Ayo, this is Obsto. I'm playing Gohan right now because the game is dry. Have fun listening.
All right, welcome to the Rising Rush podcast, where we talk everything Dragon Ball Legends related, such as news, meta, hot takes, you name it. I am your host, A-Town, alongside our other hosts, Obsto, Desla, and Glow. And we're going to kick things off with the weekly reset and the weekly updates for the 24th of April. Currently in the game, we've got the Mega Equipment Bonanza. That's going to begin as of tomorrow, or today when you guys listen to this episode on the 26th. So if you have all of your erasers saved, now it's the time to utilize them to get those God rank equips. We've also got a new Ultra Rising Ultimate God Breaking Fusion. That banner has returned with the Ultra Red Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. So if you do need him for your future teams or your fusion teams, that banner will be around up until the 4th of May. The Sandland campaign has also begun. There's going to be some additional sleeves, backgrounds, etc. That's going to be going throughout the 9th of May. So definitely log in and take advantage of that and the additional campaign adventures. We also got a new Legends Limited Piccolo Platinum equip. This is his second one. So we're going to do a deep dive and talk about how his equip is doing any kind of like meta relevancy. The Gohan Piccolo also received the Zenkai, the green one from the Saiyan Saga. That's currently live as of reset. We'll talk more about that to see if that makes their teams better. Is this unit usable, etc. We've also got the PvP reset. It's currently going on a theme with the Golden Showdown. That's going to be going on through the 7th of May. So if you want to take advantage of those awards, definitely play that mode. And then we've also got the Torn Power. That is also reset. So collect your Chrono Crystals on that as well. And that is pretty much it for this reset. So, I mean, as we can see, the game is currently in a dry spot right now. You know, there's not a lot of talk surrounding the game, which it's going to pick up as we get closer towards the anniversary, which we all know is going to be coming down at the end of May. So this is kind of what we're left with. I know we've got, you know, a potential Legends Limited unit or a Ultra that could drop next week. But again, we'll kind of speculate as we get closer towards that date. But let's start off with the Piccolo Platinum equip. And I'll pass it over to you, Desla. Have you taken a look at that equip yet and see what it can do? Or is it just a hard pass so far?
So for me, I obviously haven't farmed it myself because we'll be getting this bonanza for Friday here in about a couple hours. But as for my thoughts on actually grinding it up, I'm just not doing it, to be honest. I don't really have interest in regen like that. On top of that, like from what I'm seeing, basically in terms of his performance, like he needs to like have support wanking him to the highest degree to even like be really put in some serious work. So, you know, I'm talking like, you know, the blue Fiku and then the new green Cryhon Zenkai, like literally 100% support, like add up to be able to even remotely make a dent in terms of any kind of meta impact. So taking those two away from him, if you know you want to have him by himself, he ain't doing nothing. That's just how it is. But no, overall, I definitely think it's a situation where it's meant to kind of just test the waters and just see what I guess they can do for the second plat for an LF.
Yeah.
And you know, go from there. Which I mean, I don't really think it's out of the realm of possibility to expect to see, like, for instance, I don't know, like for a 6 Annie, you could see like a second plat for a Super Vegito or something like that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that for sure. But like looking at the overall stat breakdown for this equipment, it looks pretty much like a Zenkai bench. We've talked about it off the recording from Glow's perspective that, you know, the stats seem all right, but like the main thing this unit really needs is, you know, cover null, and unfortunately this unit doesn't have that. So like how are you going to be able to contend in the current meta without that? You know what I mean?
You just can't really, unless you are able to just consistently outplay your opponent pretty much. I mean, like, it comes down to who has more brain dead tools at their disposal at the end of the day. So, you know, if you can't at least, like, you know, I guess fight hand in hand with these, you know, other players, I mean, sure, you can, you know, outplay until, like, you know, you're blue in the face. But if you so much as, like, fuck up, like, once or twice, I mean, that could be enough to steal a game.
Oh,
So
100%. And like if Super 17 jumps on the field and sees this Piccolo, like what is this Piccolo supposed to do?
die.
Oh my goodness. I don't even think this Piccolo has death buff, so even if he passes, like he's not going to be benefiting or adding any additional value to the team. Unless they have some kind of unit that's about to drop next week that's going to really help the Saiyan Saga group into making this unit usable. because from a support perspective, they're supporting already. Like the or the LF Piccolo, he's got what 20% to allies, I believe, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Fiku who's giving what up to 40 after his second switch in or whatnot, and then
Yeah.
the Zenkai Gohan Piccolo, that unit is giving 40 off rip at battle start for Saiyan Saga and or regen. So from like a regen perspective, I can see the Gohan Piccolo having more value of being used on other teams. But
Mm-hmm.
just as for this Piccolo itself, like I can't warn on using him unless you're like want to have fun and make a team. But outside of that, I mean, you're not going to really do much in the meta. You know what I mean?
Right.
But what about you, Obsto? What do you think about this new Platinum equip? Do you think this is going to make this unit more usable, or is it just not even worth farming?
I mean, like it's literally both. Because if you main regen and you want to use them again, sure, go ahead. Because at least now you can kind of justify using him with Golden Frieza running around as a yellow unit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you're a regen main, you probably have Ultra Kid Buu. So why even bother? But I mean, you could bother if you like using the unit. I mean, go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since we have this bonanza going on, you can freely farm that equip. But again, you don't need him. You don't need this equip. But at least we know that they would go back and like fine tune new equips for old LFs to
Yeah.
actually like try to make them relevant.
I can see that. Like this has definitely been unprecedented for us to see a Legends limited unit receive a second platinum equip. I mean, going back to Piccolo's first equip, it doesn't really even feel like it should have been a plat equip because, I mean, giving the additional damage against Saiyans, I believe, or was it powerful opponent or Saiyans? I can't remember. Like that third slot was like, okay, we have platinum equips that do more, giving pure stats. So like I can't even warrant using both of those for that unit. You can replace that for other stuff. And I think Goresh's showcase, he actually did that. He didn't even use that equip. But from a team perspective, we've got other yellows that would replace this, Piccolo, like Super Baby 2, for example. Are you are you gonna use this Piccolo over Super Baby 2?
Probably not. No, probably not. Especially because regen, as far as I'm aware, regen is strike based right now, right?
That is correct. It's currently strike
Then
base.
why would you use a blast unit over better options like Ultra Kid Buu or LF Baby?
Yeah, it's very strange. But maybe we'll see some sort of a shift towards regen becoming more of a blast base. Who knows? Within the next, month or two, as we approach the 6th anniversary, they could come out with a whole slew of regen battle members that's more blast based than strike based. But again, like even then, I don't see Piccolo being used here. And then also looking at his stat spread, if you try to build him strike base, there's a huge gap in the stats too. So it may not even be worth it. But just for the listeners here, just to break down what the equip is actually doing, it's giving up to 10% health on the first slot. You're getting 40% to both strike and blast attack, 40% to both base defenses. Second slot is giving up to 50% damage inflict, which is great. He's getting up to 20% cut. You're getting up to 40% to special move damage, and then also an additional 15% to strike and blast defense when there are 3 regen or Episode Saga Z battle members. So it's very particular of what kind of team they want you to run him on, which is, very unfortunate. But as for the third slot, which is supposed to be the kicker, he's going to be able to, get 30% health after transforming. They also apply the following effects to self when this character uses a special arts. He gets 50 key, and I believe he already gets the blue card, so that also helps him chain into the blue card. He gets draw card art speed by 1 level for 20 timer counts cannot be stacked, and he restores his vanish by 50%. So the vanish by 50%, that seems great because you can get your vanish back and, try to perfect vanish and just stay in without switching as much. But he still didn't give him that cover nullification, so that's kind of unfortunate. But Glow, what do you think about this unit's plat overall?
That shit trash, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie. That shit ass. But on a real though, I told these guys before the podcast started, you should have never expected this plat to be good, but we should have all expected what this plat is supposed to be. This plat was supposed to be essentially the benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be the test for them because Piccolo was never replacing Baby. Regen is not going blast based. Saiyan Saga is not becoming a real team. All this was they said, here is an LF unit that in this current moment in time ain't gonna do shit. Let's test and see what works and what doesn't work from a stat perspective. Anybody with common sense would know he had cover no. Even Omatsu would know he has cover no. And Omatsu ain't even on Legends like that. He on Dokkan. But the thing is, all this Piccolo was a test to them of what can they give these new LFs coming with these second plats stat wise. That's it. They want to test what they can give them stat wise. Because stat wise, the only issue with this Piccolo is just a little bit of defense. He needs a little bit more damage cut. Offense, I ain't even mad because he's a blast based unit. He did solid. Like I'm seeing him shred units on blast and on blue cards. He's doing his damage. You can't hate on him there. But on every other aspect, he's lacking. So this Piccolo told him, this Piccolo has essentially told him, like, hey, y'all kind of know the idea where y'all need to be with offenses. Up it with the defenses, and then make third uniques that actually matter.
Yeah.
Sure, his uniques he got are good, but if he got covered all on green for like 15 counts, I ain't even mad. I ain't gonna hold you. He be top 20.
Top 20 easy. I mean, hell, even having cover null for like 10 counts, that would have helped him out too.
Even 10. Like I said, even on 10, he would have been top 20. All this Piccolo is he's a sacrificial lamb for these new second LF plat equips. And I will say this. I was discussing with some people on what LFs that currently have plats could be saved by plat equips, and I want to hear y'all opinions on this. Right? This is assuming this LF has a Zenkai and two has a second LF plat. Gets a second LF plat. We said FSK,
Hmm.
OG Red
Do not
FSK.
invoke the name of
Yeah,
FSK
we don't need
ever
him.
again. Do not
We're
invoke
not.
that
We're
name.
saying there's a chance. We're not saying it will, but there's a chance. We said FSK, right? We said yellow Forku,
Mmm.
yellow Elevza, but he's gonna need a shit ton of damage, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
LF yellow Bardock just for shits and giggles.
Nah, they're still gonna make him mid
Um,
somehow.
Same with
LF
Jiren.
Goten,
Goten
LF
needs one.
Goten for sure.
Yep.
Goten, Goten could get one because he's mostly just a blast support unit. It's not that hard to fuck that up.
They'll find a way.
SV is the exact same situation as Piccolo. He needs cover null.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna
That's
skimp
really
out
it.
on cover null for SV.
And he's a
They
premium unit. Like,
oh, I
And it's
hope
Super
not.
Vegito.
Purple Alefza. I mean,
Oh my
he could get a
god.
Piccolo. He could get the exact same plat Piccolo got. You can't fuck up Alefza. Like, there's a reason he might be the best aged unit in the game.
pure support.
UI is fried. He's cooked. Beerus you can't save.
Beerus might need a whole new
G4
rework.
can get. Beerus would need a Zenkai rework. G4 you could. G4 doesn't need it, but hey, if he gets one, he gets one. SS Blue Vegeta can't be saved. To me, he can't be saved.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ramp up unit with zero cover null. Unless they give him cover null, he's cooked. Green Spirit Bomb Goku, maybe.
Maybe.
Like the way his kit is, like he does not ramp up enough, and it's very obvious he wants a support unit like Halo. I don't think Saiyans really has that. And then Namek Goku, yeah, fuck off.
He said you don't want to
Nah.
see him.
Needs to happen, bro. The resurgence.
Yeah. Namek Goku, fuck off. MV could 100% be cooking if he got a plot like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because MV does not have a real flaw kit wise. Just up them stats, give him a little something extra, a little something nice on a unique, and we good. And yeah, that's essentially it.
I can
Like
definitely
a
see
few of
that.
the like those are the ones I think that can be saved. So I think outside of like purposely fucking them up, and like I said, there's a few that like we all know what they need. It's literally just cover null, but like they need to get it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's turning into like cover nullification as being the the necessity, the bread and butter for modern units to be able to even contend in the current meta. Do you see most,
Mhm.
if not all, units requiring this to even be in that top conversation?
Not necessarily. I think the issue is it's not just cover null, right? You need if you're an offensive unit, you need cover null. If you're a defensive unit, you need defensive capabilities. You need defensive like mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Why do the best defensive mechanics exist on offensive units?
I feel like the Legends devs
Can
don't
you give me that
know.
answer?
I think they don't know how to really build a defensive unit in this game because
No,
like
they know.
Have you seen Bomku?
They just want to be a certain word we can't say anymore. I'm telling you right now. Give Desla, my brother, walk with me now. Give me one good reason why Gohan, as an offensive last man standing unit, has the most annoying gauge to engage with and a counter blue.
Because he's a Gohan.
because he's
You see the
Gohan.
bullshit we got to deal with. You see the
It's a
bullshit we
Gohan.
got to deal with. Like it's getting to a point where like it's ridiculous.
You know, it's crazy to say though. Like, shouldn't that gauge be on a defensive unit? Like, if that was on a defensive unit,
Yes,
I definitely see the value like be where it's supposed to be, and actually like defining what a defensive unit is supposed to do in the meta.
exactly. The problem is this game offense scales way too fast. Defense only scales up during anniversaries. I mean, it's so serious. Defense makes a massive rise during anniversaries and festivals, and then sees an immediate crash right after. Offense will just always be high.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like, how do I explain this? Like, an example I'll give is this: Piccolo as a defensive unit on cover change, right? Well, he's intended to be kind of a defensive unit, right? On cover change, Piccolo reduces the enemy's cover card draw speed by 2 for 5 counts, only on cover.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it every time you switch against Baby, he does that? And Baby is meant to be offensive while still having a defense gauge. Baby is more offense oriented and not a revival.
They want a GUT to be broken. That's
Giving
the only thing I can think of.
Why does Frieza, right, offensive unit? I can understand the revival comeback because I mean, is what they chose to give him. It is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Frieza's issue to me is that Frieza's whole thing is because his Frieza has so many issues, but so does 17. And I ain't even gonna use Frieza because Frieza got so many issues. Super 17 got so many issues. Gohan got so many issues. Like that's a whole conversation for another day about those three.
Yeah.
And I'm a Frieza user, but like there's so much stupid stuff that you're just like, this would be a great defensive mechanic, and then they like blue ball us with all these defensive units. Like Ola is a cool support defensive unit. Why doesn't she have power reduction?
That would have really helped out Vegeta Clan as well. Like they needed that.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly. It's like
you
that's a
said the
perfect
problem. You
thing.
said the problem here. The name Vegeta.
Oh no. Maybe that's why they left it.
It's so dumb. And it's like and it's very obvious that like they gives a rat ass about defense in general. It's like we know what mechanics work for defense. Ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
card key reduction, card cost increase. All we know these work for defense, but you're giving them to offensive units.
Card lock.
Like
Like all of it.
until the devs put their foot down and say, hey, certain things are almost always going to be regulated to defensive units, certain things are almost always going to be regulated to offensive units. Until they put their foot down, we're cooked.
It's just gonna be a high offensive game. It's like who can one combo the team first wins.
And they know, and I don't know why the devs don't realize this. The game always gets shitty, and people start hating the game, and people start quitting. People stop playing every single time they make offense way too fucking high. They did it with VB. VB saw the most drop off of people playing the game. People quit for VB. Look what happened after with what Prime saying with Prime FSK. People hated playing the fucking game. Look at look at GF and their shenanigans with their Zenkai benches. People quit the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so dumb. Look at Tag Droids. People quit the game. Look at Beast. People got so disinterested in the game after Beast. Like as hype as Beast was, Beast's offense was just too much for the game for a time being. People hated the game.
That's true. It's like walking around with bazookas. Like you get touched, you lose. How do you have
Look
fun
at
with
Super
that?
17. Like, look at Super 17 and Gohan. We have content creators just saying, I'm not having fun with when the game does this, and they've done a pattern of it, so I'll just quit. And like then the devs will be like, damn, why are people like at the same time the devs don't give a fuck. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now, to all the people listening, the devs, they don't care about you. They care about your money. You're not speaking with your money, they don't care about you. That's simple. You are nothing but a wallet to them. You speak with your money, that's all that matters.
Dang. Well, I mean, I can't agree with all that now. Like they gotta care somewhat. You know what I mean? Like there's free to
No,
play
they don't.
content. There's some materials and stuff they add in the game. I mean, yeah, it's about walking around with bazookas, but I can't say that they don't care at all, right?
Tesla, has the game gotten better since Second Annie?
Since second, I mean, I'll go as far as
With
like
any sort of
since
balance,
like
when it comes to
the
balancing.
oh well, I mean, dude, ever since the like 2020 update with like guilds and shit, the moment that happened, dude, this game's been on a constant downward spiral ever since.
The thing is, at the same time, people will be like, "Oh, that doesn't make sense because the game makes money." Yes, the game is making money, and yes, the game is getting bigger, but not because of the things they do. It's because it's the Dragon Ball IP.
You take the
Like
IP
we
away
can
from it, it's
obviously
not nearly as
we're
big.
complaining. Yeah, we're complaining from like, okay, these are issues we have in the game that have stuck with the game that we don't like. But at the end of the day, let's be honest. Nobody would play this game if this was a One Piece game doing this shit.
Fuck no.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Like, be for real with yourself. At some point, you just gotta admit we play this game because it's a Dragon Ball game.
It's the animations, man. That's what it is all about. The animations, the voice actors, all that. But as for like balance, it's very. How do you balance a gotcha game? Is that even possible?
Yes, I'm not even joking with you. We have seen gotcha games actually have balance. We've seen gotcha games actually go in. Like when one of the biggest things I'll always hold against the devs for taking out a game is balance changes. Them replacing balance changes with Zenkais was such a horrible idea.
Mm.
I genuinely believe it was such a bad idea.
I mean, that goes hand in hand though with like just how generally speaking how awful that 2020 update was, dude. Like the game,
Like,
I'm telling you, the golden age for this game, and I stand by this 110%, was first anniversary up until the Super Saiyan 4s dropped. That was the best time to be playing this game, dead ass. After that, oof,
even after fours dropped, the game was in a solid state.
it was the calm before the storm,
What
bro.
was
People
right
did not
after fours?
realize
What was right after fours? Because
right
fours
after
was
4s.
Black Friday.
No, they were. I thought they were New Year's, weren't they?
I mean, New Year's, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
about
were
to
like
say.
end of year.
Yeah, they were. The end of an era.
What came after fours? Because after fours, after fours, we had like yellow SV.
Wait, did
Did
we
we
get
have yellow?
Future
Was
Han
yellow SV?
in January?
That was
No, because
February.
in that January after fours, we had at January after fours, well, that's time. That was like the time year we had like Kefla, Red Gotenks, that whole
Ah,
year.
that's right. That's right. I got my year mixed up. My bad.
Who started off that year? Was it Purple 21?
I think it was. Yeah.
The the Valentine's event for the girls celebration or
Yeah,
whatever.
because
Yeah.
we had Purple 21. We had Red Bardock. We had LF Piccolo when he first dropped. We had Fiku. We had First Form at Love. Like, bro, you telling me this was not a good time for the game? Let's be for real.
I mean, again, you can like the unit choices are good and all that, but like again, if we're gonna look at just, it was noticeable how the game changed. Let's not try and lie about this. And like again, unit picks are fine and all that, but don't try and sit here and tell me with a straight face that you enjoyed like those two god fucking awful seasons of PvP where we had for Golden Showdown and then Ultimate Showdown. That shit was ass.
The 14,
There's no way
the
around
14
that.
star shit.
Yes.
Oh no, I
Where
loved it. I
Regen,
loved it. I
Regen,
loved it.
no,
I
when
loved it.
Regen was top dog.
You couldn't kill them.
During those seasons, those ones, no. Region was not top dog.
Yeah, they were. Baby
Is
and
it?
Baby 21 and Fat
Yeah,
Boo.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. 14 star,
that
14
was
star.
it.
My fault, my fault, my fault, my fault,
Yeah,
my fault,
Mm-hmm.
my fault.
I'm about to say
I'm
you were if
was
you
like-
were
talking about the second
defending
one.
that.
The first one was ass. The first one was ass. The first one was ass. I'm talking about the second one.
Okay, I'm about to say I'm like this guy, bro. Holy shit.
I forgot because they did two back to back. They did the region one, and then right after was when they did
Yeah,
Bardock
no, that first
and
one
everyone else.
sucked actual donkey dick, bro. Let's not try
The
and
first one was
defend that.
ass because of region, and then the second one everyone liked a lot better. But
Well,
like that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. You can pinpoint the exact point where offense in this game got out of control, and it's that green bitch.
Kefla. Strike card through
It's
everybody.
on that green bitch.
Kefla was the premonition, and then VB was just when like everyone was being just struck down from the heavens, dude. It was, if it wasn't clear then, it was clear at that point. Now, like it was probably. Really only Glow's gonna get this, but it was probably like the closest we've ever gotten. I feel like, honest to God, to like STR Gogeta from year one for like Dokkan, for like Legends' equivalent. Like if you did not have LFVB at the time, dude, like
Pack it up.
can't you can't play.
Right, you were cooked.
Like you can't play. Like dude, if you can't run a comp with VB, pack it up, go home. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not playing for the entire summer. You're not doing it. Until FSK comes out, and
it
he,
was pretty bad,
ruins
bro.
everything even worse. Like, oh my god.
And this was before the revamp of the star system too, right? Like 7
No,
stars is max,
that
or
was
after?
That was after, yeah.
Revamp was Star System was after, and that's its own bullshit. That even the devs themselves admitted that they did a mistake with it because they gave us no heads up, no prior warning, just dropped it.
They just thought it'd be a good idea. Like, no, it was not. like, like again, I
Like
understand why the main incentive, like behind implementing it, was there. It was, I mean, do I
Money.
really need to spell it out? Yeah, there you go. Like, I understand it, but like at the same time, dude, like no one wanted it. Nobody asked for it. No one was like, "Ah, gosh, dilly darn, man, I just need to have more stars in my units when I summon for them. I just need to have more stats when I summon. No, we're summoning for the fucking gameplay, bro. I don't give two shits about my unit stats. Like, again, dude, no one was given a rat's ass about stats. All this, like,
back then,
hyperfixation, like, around 9 stars and shit, wasn't even, like, a preconceived notion prior to this update, dude. And I
back
miss that
then, you
so
needed
much.
one copy and you were straight.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
All you needed
That's
to pull them
exactly it.
once. The dev
God,
said no,
dude.
that's not enough. We need them to pull them at least 3 to 4 to 5 times to be
Yeah,
straight.
I think it's
That's the
5
thing.
now,
That was
yeah.
back when people would only like chase one copy of an LF. People chased one copy and dipped.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It was rare to see anything above like it was rare to see an LF at 4.
Yep.
4 and up was 4. No, actually, I take it back. At that point, when we had the 7 stars, 2 was common, 3 was good, 4 was rare, 5 and up was unheard of, and then like 7 was literally like you ran into a YouTuber.
Yep. You were whale straight up. Those are the days, man.
Like I genuinely prefer the old star system.
I mean, anyone does. It's not a hot take. It's just objectively better.
Yeah,
There's no way
that's
around it.
common knowledge at this point.
Yep. Like,
But
dude, imagine like being able to feel content with just one pull of an ultra. You can just like, you can dip. But
especially
now
with
you have that like sinking, like feeling of like, well, their stats aren't gonna be good enough now, so I gotta pull them one more time. Like, it's just, like, oh my god, this like, I don't know, like it only like further fuels the gambler's intuition or like just that itch that like I just, well, I mean they're not gonna be as good if I don't like pull one more time, bro. Like just so
and
stupid.
you also have
I
to
don't know.
remember this is
Understand
after
crackhead.
yeah, and this is after like you spent 17 to like 20k CC just to see one copy, and then you finally get the one copy, and it's like this is not enough. I need to get that third Z ability. So you're back in the
I'll
banner
say
for
in this
another.
game, I will say the one thing I'll give the devs credit for is LFZ power and like LFZ power specifically for like the ones they give and the ones that are actually in the pity. I
Mm-hmm.
think LFZ power in the pity shop is good. 50 coins for a copy? You're insane.
That's just
You're
criminal.
genuinely tweaking.
Yeah.
Because what's to say? I'm saying like word two. I've seen niggas go 100k deep on an LF banner, no copies.
Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
100k deep, and I'm pulling an Oxo glitch on every single banner. I'm not even joking to you. Me
Mm.
personally, I'd be sick. I'd be sick. I'd
I,
be sick as hell.
I might have quit.
100k, no copies.
I
Be
mean,
for real. Like at some point, we need to address how the banners in this game. We need a guaranteed featured step.
yeah, and not have
Yeah.
it be 50 coins down, down the road. There should needs to be like a pity system of some sort built in, to where every time you don't get them, the next, I guess rotation, you're guaranteed to get at least one copy. I believe Genshin Impact does that. Like if you pull the like 5 star or whatever, they have a pity system where the next 5 star you pull is the guaranteed like featured banner unit. So,
I
but
mean, doesn't like I obviously I'm not tapped in like whatsoever about it, but like I've just seen it like in past like maybe like once or twice on like my For You page. But I think that like at one point like they gave out the equivalent of like a top 10 character in the game like for a celebration for free,
yeah,
like just because I was like, what?
They really like their player base.
Clearly,
do.
I can tell. I'm like, I imagine Legends ever doing that. I'm like, what? Like, okay,
You
sure,
ever
man.
did that? They'd make an announcement saying it was a mistake.
Our bad, guys. We're gonna take it back now.
But remember, we did get that
Something like
600 Z power for the Goku Vegeta from the Broly movie.
Be for real. Be for real.
After they're like
Be
3
for
years
real.
old, yeah.
Be for real with
Wow.
yourself. Be for real with yourself. Them niggas was old. Them niggas wasn't even top 50 when they gave it to us.
Straight fodder, not even bench. They're like, here you go. Since other games can do it, we can do it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
Well,
They'll give us Super 17 in 4 years.
yeah. Well,
probably.
once he's
Yeah.
no longer used anymore, like straight in the vault, nobody's even thinking of him. But I think we've got our verdict when it comes to this platinum equip for this Piccolo. For the most part, it sounds like it's not usable, and it doesn't really create much value.
Is ass.
Yeah, straight up. Now let's talk about the Piccolo or the Gohan Piccolo that was released. So breaking down his stats, it looks like his defenses are lower post transfer or post revival than pre revival. We'll start off with you, Desla. What do you think about this Gohan Piccolo? Is this best to use not have his revived procced, or does this unit, see any kind of play? What do you think?
I mean, for me, I obviously haven't personally used them because I don't really rush Zenkais. Like, I don't. Unless they, like, drop a Zenkai that, like, I am really hyped for, which
Mm-hmm.
I can't really think of one that I really care about too much. It's coming up down the pipeline anytime soon, so there's that. As for how I think, like, his meta impact's going to shake things up, I mean, it's a Zenkai buffer for Ultra Gohan at the very least. So there's that. As for his actual, like, individual usage, I mean, from what I've seen from showcases, like, obviously it's too early to tell because it's early season footage, so, take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, he was performing. All those showcases that I like, skim through, I'm like, okay, all right. So, I was kind of like neutral in terms of what I expected from him, honestly, in terms of like what route they could go. So I had not expected like to make him like, just genuinely competent. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
else to put it. So I was definitely surprised about that. But I mean, honest to God, dude, like, pretty good. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised.
Interesting, interesting. And it looks like they didn't make any changes to the revival of him getting more health. It looks like he's still below half when he comes out of his revival. So it's unfortunate to see, but I mean, he is doing some good supporting. He's giving 40% damage inflict to the whole team. That's great. He's got a cover
Only
change.
Regen and Saiyan Saga.
Oh, yeah, that part. Very situational when it comes to the stat spread that he's giving for Regen and Saiyan Saga. So,
I mean,
Regen
to be fair, if it
teams,
was like 40% to Sun Feeling, that'd be a little much. Gotta be honest.
they didn't want that to happen with the Gohan. We could clearly see that. But he does have a cover change. That's one thing that the Red Cell does not have. But there's no power down in his kit, which is very unfortunate to see. Like, what the hell was that? Why didn't I give him that?
I don't know.
You want to know something really, really, really funny about this Gohan?
What?
Tesla, what was the one flaw with this nigga's revival that we said the day he dropped?
With it, I'm trying to
He
recall. It's been a
loses
minute.
Oh yeah, he
regen
loses
on revival.
defense.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
So
I
if you
forgot
run
about
him on a regen team and you have regen pures, if he revives, your pures get worse for the whole team.
That's right. Oh my God, I
Wow.
forgot about that. Yeah.
He like this unit fundamentally is flawed.
He
I mean,
does lose
basically,
the
you
Even
tag.
for a
basically,
Zenkai,
you just
he's
have to
comp,
run them on like hybrid comps at that point. Yeah.
but then you won't get the support. And then it's like, bro,
What were they
Yeah.
like
thinking?
I don't know.
his kit his kit wants his tags make him, and his tags, him losing tags makes it that okay, you want to run him on either at Saiyan Saga, or you want to run him on Saiyan Saga, or like hybrids or Sun Fam. That's what his like tags read. But his kit is like regen or Saiyan Saga. Like that's it. It's
Mm-hmm.
so dumb that he loses. Like I understand that like he loses regen because Piccolo dies. It's a new unit, right? But at the same time, like you significantly get worse by that. You lose not only a tag, you lose one of the most relevant tags for your kit.
Regen. Wow.
Yeah, I never quite understood why they decide to. I get the logic behind it, I guess, but like, if we're gonna pull the Dokkan card again, like, Legend is way more, I guess, like generous with handing out tags to units that like are combined, like a combination of characters,
Mm-hmm.
comparing like that to Dokkan, where like you are like
Don't. Are you saying
you're
you don't
yeah.
like it when Gogeta and Vegito don't have the Saiyan category?
Oh my
If
God.
for some reason Gotenks is hybrid Saiyans.
You gotta love it, man. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like I don't understand why Legends just can't be consistent with the fact that they're more generous and like they just in the case of Gohan and Piccolo, they just wouldn't lose the regen tag even if Gohan revives. Like I don't, whatever. I don't know. I'm
Very
not the dev,
strange.
so
And
whatever.
we know they can pull we know they can pull bullshit. Because why does Pycon have Super Saiyan?
Oh yeah, he does.
He does.
And Super Saiyan and Fusion Warrior.
And they didn't even fuse
He's not
yet.
even a Fusion Warrior till Gogeta, but they said, you know what? Screw it. We'll give it to you beforehand.
I mean, if they did need to have like no tags at
Yeah,
all.
you where will you run him on? Leader
Hey,
shot, leader slot.
hey, hey, he just be movies. He just be movies. That's it.
Eh.
What's the issue then? You could have just made him pure mute. But why? Because they can. Not because they won't, but because they can.
Wow, this is very upsetting. Also, his cover change can't be chained to blue cards, from what it looks like.
Yeah, it's one
Wow.
of the old ones back when they were like, we don't want too many cover changes.
His blue card also doesn't have blast armor.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
There's no blast armor.
No blast armor.
It does okay damage. I ain't gonna cap.
Does he have cover null anywhere in this kit?
He does. I think it's like
Oh,
Post
post
one
revive.
revival,
damage.
15 seconds, activates
Yeah.
once. Yep. He's
Yeah.
get crit up to 10 times. So damage wise, he can do some damage, but as for overall utility, it looks like Cell 1 from a kit per kit perspective with the power down and, doing massive damage and going full health after the revival. Yeah, damn.
Well, it's also that Cell's kit pre-revive was a good kit. It was just give him a bit more modern stuff, fix his stats. Gohan fundamentally was a bad kit. So even it was going to be a miracle for them to fix him. Like there's 8 revivals in the game. I had no hope for Gohan. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on Clapku. The
Mm-hmm.
Clapku's kit as a baseline is literally nothing. Like being so serious, you go read Clapku's kit as a baseline, he does really nothing. They could do whatever with him. Either they make him still do nothing, or they just make him do a bunch of stuff. Revhan, I'm not worried about Revhan's damage on Zenkai. I'm more so worried about bro, will he have any sort of defensive utility? If he doesn't, we're cooked.
Mm.
Rebza is going to be good on Zenkai, and then Orange Piccolo, Pycon, and Rev they're new, so I don't care for now.
Yeah. They're not seeing anything anytime soon. But wow, I mean, for overall, like, does this Gohan make hybrids better or Sun Family better? Like
Yeah.
the Ultra Gohan, the Goku, Bardock, team comps. Do you see them getting a boost because of this bench unit?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
as someone who like mains Sun Family in particular, like I can tell you right now that I personally wouldn't go out of my way to actually like run the Gohan in core, but obviously it's nice to actually have like a bench unit for like Zenkai buffing Ultra Gohan that doesn't have like a garbage Z-boy like Ultimate Gohan does. So it's definitely a thumbs up from me. So
Mm-hmm.
at least there's that.
Oh damn, I can see that. But so from what it sounds like, if you really want to run them and you need a revival option, you can run this Gohan Piccolo. But just be aware that the kit's not going to work into your favor unless you're running Saiyan Saga, and that's yet to be seen until next week, depending on what kind of unit they drop. But
Ultra.
it's going to be an Ultra. That's your final prediction.
I don't want it to be an Ultra, but it might as well be because this celebration has been a dud.
Agreed. And like
It sucks that it has been. It's like
Saiyan
top 3
Saga,
saga. So
yeah. Like how did they mess it up this bad? Like
mm,
they
they
gave us
found a
a
way.
they gave us a Wolfang Fist Yamcha, which is arguably great in the current meta climate. The Goku's forgettable, and the Piccolo's Plat's like okay next, and then we have this Gohan Piccolo that's like okay you don't even work the like you're supposed to work in the current meta. Like I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be that
Yeah.
unit to save him next week. So we'll have to
Mm.
see how that evolves. But what about you, Opsta? What do you think about this unit overall? Have you seen him? Do you think he's doing great work, or is it not even worth having a conversation around?
The only thing great about him is his buff towards Ultra Gohan and his damage. Aside from that, there's nothing else to him.
Mm.
And if he gets worse upon revival by far, like Glow was saying, he loses a very important tag, and he loses defense as well as reviving with the lowest health pool out of any revival unit with only 40%. So that might as well be a future Gohan endurance.
Yeah, might as well be. That's very sad. It's very sad indeed. So then we'll do the final ranking 1 out of 5. 1 being certified bench, don't even use them. 5 being you must run. We'll start off with you, Glow. 1 out of 5. What do you give this Gohan?
-2.
All right, so
God, I'm playing. He is a 2 only because of his bench.
no
He's
higher than
solid
that.
offensively, but I'm not a fan.
Agreed. What about you, Obsto? 1 out of 5. 5 being you gotta run them. 1 being don't even run them at all. Certified bench.
I'd say 2.
And then
Stop copying me.
Bro.
it sounds like a trend right now. It's up to you, Desla. You gonna say 2 as well?
Nah, he's gonna say 5.
He's gonna be different and say 1.
Nah, I'll say 3.
3. Okay.
Yo. Stop camming. Try again.
Like
Why?
honestly, do you think he's a 3 based
I
off
do.
of his kit?
Yeah, I like him.
Man, hey, I gotta say, certified bench
He's trying to go
only.
against the grain for the sake of it.
Yeah, he
I'm
is.
not, bro. You're like you're riding Opso's ass for copying you.
Wow, that's crazy. So you want to be different just to hate? That's crazy.
I'm always different. Anyway, what do you got?
I gotta say, certified bench only. I mean, I've talked about this a couple of podcast episodes ago, that Gohan doesn't really have a real bench unit, the Ultra Gohan, and now with this Sun Family buffer, I can definitely see them being more prevalent and just being more tanky, doing more damage, etc. And then also the Goku Bardock too. I mean, they may also creep up higher in the tier list from where their current spot was, if they isn't even on it, just to show some relevancy, just with the indestructible mechanic, the AOE green card, blast armor on strike, bunch of stuff. So some family teams definitely got a buff with this one to become better. But as for like running like a green yellow setup, still to be seen. We'll have to see how all that's gonna plan out. But that is
Still
it.
waiting for that damn Sun Fam HP bench, bro. Like, dog, mini rant. How has it been almost 6 years and Sun Fam has not got an HP bench?
The Red Goku's a Goku bench, isn't he?
He's a Goku bench, but I need Sun Family, dude.
Wait, doesn't the Red Pan have Sun Family?
I was gonna
No,
say
it's hybrids and movies.
Oh, okay.
what?
It's
Like,
it's Sun Fan for the crit buff.
Wow, whoop de fucking do, man. I need the HP.
Wow.
Like, dude, it's like one of the most popular tags in the game. Like, what the fuck are they doing? I
That's
don't understand.
wild.
Problem is, it's too strong of a tag. That's the issue.
Boo fucking who? Don't make it then. Like, they want to make the tag. That's their problem now. Oh well.
And Vegeta Clan has an HP buffer with the free Vegeta. That's wild.
They've had it for a brick, bruh. Like, the L Clan has had it for literally years now. It's ridiculous.
The L Clan. But hey, that's the
Oh
best
my
they
God.
got. They ain't got nothing else. Like, what are we?
That's the only leg up they got in Sun Family, bruh. It's pissed me off.
It's terrible. Wow. This doesn't buff because some family don't need it. They got too many tools anyways. That's what I'm sticking to.
6 agenda. Sun Family buffer. HP coming. Come on.
That shit's better be
Let it
an
happen.
EX unit. That's all I'm saying.
I'll take it. I'll fucking whatever. That's fine with me. I just need something, dog.
I mean, you got GT though. You should be fine. You good.
I mean, if that Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku don't drop, then
Well, that's it for the meta talks here. We know it's quite a quiet week, but as for like the Dragon Ball related news, not much going on there besides the Sandman campaign and the movie and the games that are dropping. So more to come on that. As for we're starting to see more news from the Dragon Ball official page of Sparking, just showing more screenshots to try to build up the hype. But that is it for this episode of the Rising Rush podcast. Tune in next week where we dive even further with whatever that's coming on with the news, meta updates, hot takes, you name it. And then we're also going to break down our April tier list to see whatever comes out and see if there's been any changes to the meta or if things continue to stay the same. So again, I hope you guys have an awesome week.
see y'all.
Yeah.